Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. This is going to be BSL 17 Hasuleague round of 32 Group G. Every once in a while I have to pause to remember what I'm going to say at the start here. Bottom left hand corner we got Krokan again starting as the red Zerg. Up left hand corner we have Hejek starting at, well actually color swap. Let's do this. Okay, brown Zerg, yellow Zerg, Krokan, yellow, Hejek in the brown. This is going to be on circuit breakers, I think. Yeah, circuit breakers. To start, looks like this time Krokan going to end up with the Overlord's first scout, but Hejek going to have it right there as well. I don't know why this was an opening match. I'm not sure why they played it as a best of three. Technically, the opening match and the winners match are supposed to be best of one, and then it is the finals match and the losers match that are best of three. But it could be I'm off on where it's going with the bracket, but I'm going to play it out as what it says in the actual bracket formation. And just presume they went for a best of three and go from there. Game one, Hejek able to win it with just Zergling Flood with some wonderful timing. And despite having a decent economy, Krokan falling. Wasn't able to hold on to that economy. Hejek, let's see if he opens up. I'm guessing a player of Hejek's caliber has a number of builds under his belt. Let's see once he spots that. One thing about the timing of this is with the Overlords spotting one another, you can start making different decisions overall as far as what you're going to go for, and maybe a little bit of mind games. Looks like both players going with an Overlord first build, and Krokan looks like he's staving up to go ahead for either a later spawning pool or a hatchery again, which considering it's Overlord spot, that's very brave. Okay, so this might just be a straight repeat of game one. So Hejek going for the overpool into extractor again. I'm curious if he's going to try to just save the larva as far as a follow-up once again, or if he's just going to clear this out. So natural expansion's been spotted. I would be very surprised by that. Spawning pool to follow. So this was, and then grabbing the extractor as well. But Zergling speed gas going to be later. Looks like Hejek is just going to go for the two Zergling. I mean, it worked out for him. This might be the identical game to game one, effectively, just on a different map. Looks like he did try to sneak the drone instead, so going to go for initial pair of Zerglings and then a follow-up pair, I assume. Yeah, going to go for the 4, so maybe just the 6 on stagger. So similar situation to game one, where you're going to end up with the Zerglings at the natural expansion. And we'll see if Krokan tries to defend it again by moving the drones to the natural and having it right there as a latent defense. Spawning pool. See a question in chat, I'll answer it at the end of this game. Should be a fast one because it's ZVZ. Spawning pool finishing, so 4 Zerglings in production, but you're going to have the 6 Zerglings making the way, and that's going to be an exposed natural. See if the drones get pulled a little bit earlier this time for Krokan, or if they end up just, considering how unsuccessful they were in game one, if they end up just sitting here. Zergling speed being upgraded once again as far as a follow-up. 2 of the Zerglings actually holding, and this time rather than engaging at the natural expansion, nope, now moving back to the natural expansion, getting some free damage here, and going to be able to kill a couple Zerglings as they're spawning. Krokan now moving down. He does have Hejek pinned in, so for this might end up being an advantageous battle overall, particularly because Zergling speed not quite there yet. So Hejek trying to buy himself some time by cycling these Zerglings around and using the Zealot trick to pull the Zerglings behind the line to negate the numbers advantage. Great play right there. Krokan has superior Zergling count right this second, but Zergling speed is going to pin Krokan back. And looked like one Zergling was able to get in, but sacrificed its life. More Zerglings now being produced from Krokan, so he is going to finish Lair right this second. Lair greatly delayed from Hejek on the backside, but Hejek looks like he's going to go for a counter Zergling flood. Krokan, I think, is adjusted this time, though. He's producing a good amount of Zerglings on the ground, keeping the drone count even, 11 versus an 11. So let's see if he's able to sneak out the Spire this time. A single an Overlord there at the main. The Zerglings just kind of poking in and about. And the Overlord actually, this time on Krokan, because he's got the Overlord in the main, is going to be able to spot that. In fact, he's going to have a faster Spire. Hejek should have been able to spot the Spire timing himself. This is going to be 2 Overlords potentially exposed for Hejek overall. And I'm wondering if this is, are we going to have a fold back to Evolution Chamber? It looks like Hejek now moving out with the Zerglings. We don't have, keep in mind, speed Zerglings just end up smarter than non-speed Zerglings. And I don't think Krokan ever upgraded Zergling speed, so now we're seeing the Zergling speed from Hejek overall, but I think Krokan just has superior Zerglings on the ground. Although supply counts are even, keep in mind there's still Zerglings trying to migrate their way down. This is also a closer reinforcement point, so Spire is going to finish, but a lot of the larvae being expended, now they're trying to get saved. And so this is Hejek's window of timing, essentially, is to try to shove the Zerglings in while he has, while Krokan is maybe trying to save the larva to get Mutalisks in the air and press it from there. Either way, if he pushes a lot of this here, he'll still have time to go ahead and get that Spire up. Creep Colony being dropped on the front. Hejek, a supply lead, all in Zerglings, still holding back. An initial Mutalisk being constructed here from Krokan. Hejek waiting to the last second here. His Spire a ways away from finishing. A few Zerglings making their way in and sneaking their way back out. And Krokan has now actually been able to equalize things, dropping some additional Zerglings and a Mutalisk going to take flight. Looks like several Mutalisks going to take flight. That should be air advantage. Overlord making its way bottom right. Now, like just a quick comment on Hejek's play here, where he moved that Overlord away towards that bottom right, away from his own base. Hejek now engaging with the slew of Zerglings, is not ending up with a superior spread, so Krokan actually might take this one. Yeah, he's up 6 supply. A Mutalisk's now making its way out in flight. Hejek in full retreat. This Overlord is exposed to the 9 o'clock. This might have been an oversight by Hejek, because I think with that superior air, it might end up losing it. The Mutalisks making their way bottom right. The superior Zergling count for Krokan making their way straight to the main. And able to fold in. Scourge being produced first as well, so this is going to be dead drones. So it looks like Krokan might be able to strike back and take game 2. The Zerglings were able to clean things up with the natural expansion. But yeah, this is 7 Zerglings, 7 drones, 6 drones, 5 drones. Massive advantage, and Krokan able to wipe out an Overlord, lost an Overlord someplace, but still has Zerglings hanging out in the main. Looks like a single Mutalisk was produced here, but this is now 5 versus 10. And some additional Overlords getting taken out by Hejek out in the field, and the Zerglings actually, that should be game, because we got 2 drones left versus 10, a superior air army. This is a massive drop from Hejek as far as a follow-up. Krokan should be able to easily walk this one out. Hejek looking for a counterattack. Those Mutalisks have been spotted. As soon as he ends up losing these Mutalisks, that should be game. Right now, he's just trying to utilize them. Nice micro right there. Right now, it looks like he's trying to utilize them to pin Krokan back. But instead, Hejek just going to give up right there, recognizing he's only got 2 drones. Immediately saying what the third game name was, and we'll move on to that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.